Om. Om. Today we are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 14. It is named as Guna Triya Vibhaga Yoga. That means Traya means three, Guna means personalities, identification of all the three different characteristics or qualities. It refers to three characteristics, qualities of material nature. Krishna has been describing self-knowledge from chapter 2 onwards, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in chapter 13, he talked about Purusha and Prakriti, Kshetran and Kshetranyan. I think we all remember that. In verse 1, he's saying, Arjuna, I'm going to repeat it. This is a supreme knowledge, and that once acquired, it is never lost. It is a one-way street. There is no U-turn. Upon knowing, understanding, realizing this, one attains liberations from the bondages, sufferings, and sorrows. Earlier sages and saints have attained it and have become one with me. Just like a salt doll, when it's dissolved in water, it loses its individuality. Such realized ones, individuals, do not have rebirth. In verse 3, he says that everything, joining. In verse 3, he says that everything appears because of my power. And his power is Prakriti, nature, Maya. I am the seed, but I use my power. Just like, we have the power to write, but we are not writing now. Or we have the power to walk, we are not walking. When we start walking, then we know that power is expressed, right? So similarly, everything in this universe is the expression of that divine Brahman, one. So he says, just like this, in this body, all activities happen because of that presence of that inner presence. I am that Nirguna Brahman in everything. And with these three gunas, when I associate myself with these gunas, then I become Saguna Brahman. Saguna, with guna. Otherwise, I am Nirguna Brahman, without any attributes. So when it is a Saguna Brahma, then it is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Brahma is the generator, creator, and then Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the dissolver. Sarga, Sthiti, Laya. So generation, operation, dissolution. Dissolution is different from destroyer. Destroying, when something is destroyed, it never comes back. Dissolution is, it comes back like a crystallization of salt in the water. So the whole Prakriti dissolves and then comes back. So that's the difference between Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman. I am the intelligent cause, that is Nimitta Karanam in Sanskrit, like a pot maker. My power is the material cause, like the clay, is a material cause for all activities happening on this planet. I am the sole cause, everything is the effect. So verse 5, it says, Maya, Prakriti, nature is of three gunas, three modes of material nature, Satva, Rajas, and Tamas. Nature modifies based on these three gunas. This Prakriti, Maya, has no independent existence. This Maya is the power of Brahma. It is leaning on that Brahma. Sattva guna is the guna of purity and harmony. Always kind, compassionate, calm, composed. Rajaguna is the quality of energy, movement, activity, ambition, actions, and change. You want to keep on doing something. That is Rajoguna. Tamoguna is the quality of darkness, lethargic, ignorance, and illusion. Now, since Prakriti is made up of all these three gunas, everything that comes out of Prakriti also has to have three gunas, obviously, right? Like when you make pots out of clay, pots may be different. One may be a plate, one may be a cup, but they also have clay. Or jewelry, ornaments, we have different ornaments, but everything has gold. Similarly, everything is made out of Maya. The entire universe, all galaxies included, plus this body and mind have three gunas. These three gunas binds an individual to the body, mind, and intellect. So verse 6 he says, that is the indestructible, ever-present Atman. That is the inner person is bound to this body. Atman is akarta, abhokta, it doesn't do anything. It is its presence. In its presence, everything acts. But because of its association, appeared to be an association with body, mind, and intellect, it appears to be active. Just like we say the heat of the fire, that is a quality, that is his personality, right? Same thing with the sweetness of sugar. If you take out the sweetness, then it is no longer sugar. We don't call it sugar. It loses its originality, authenticity. So Prakriti is of three gunas. Just like we have three colors. If you take the example, we have three colors, three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And when you mix them, mix red and yellow and blue or different colors, those three colors, then you get the secondary colors for a painter, for an artist. And when the primary color and secondary colors are mixed together, then you get tertiary colors. Similarly, the entire universe is created by these three gunas. So he is going to give us 4 points. One is the attributes of gunas, how these gunas cause bondages in a human, how can one identify which guna I am in. Then the next one is, what are the benefits of these gunas after shedding this body, after death, and while alive? So he's going to explain these 4 questions. So verse 6, he says, he is answering the questions 1 and 2. Verse 6, he's talking about Satva Guna. Verse 7, he's talking about Rajo Guna. Verse 8, he's talking about Tamo Guna. So verse 6, Satva Guna, that is Guna of purity and harmony without likes and dislikes. Satva Guna is pure, without plurality, without dirt. Luminous, knowledge in itself. Aham Brahmasmi, that knowledge is there, not knowledge of something. It is also called as consciousness with a capital C, but not conscious of. I am conscious of this city, means my intellect is conscious, aware of. So that the capital awareness, capital A and capital C of consciousness, they are the essence in the body, inner presence. Okay, not conscious of something, aware of something. Those two are of the intellect. That which illumines all is the attribute of Sattva Guna. Krishna says in spiritual progress, one must move from Tamo Guna to Rajo Guna to Sattva Guna. That is the map, that is the route. All beings are born in Tamo Guna. An infant, newborn baby sleeps for 20 hours a day. By 1.5, 2 years, the baby starts running, walking, running, and you can't even run behind that child, right? That is Rajoguna, activity starts. Then by 3, 4, then the baby learns music, tries to dance or read, draw, write, imagination, creativity, curiosity, all these things develop. That is Sattva Guna. So when we are in Tamo Guna, that is lethargic and ignorant, only through Rajoguna, physical and mental activities, one can move to Rajoguna from Tamo Guna. Then from Rajoguna, we have to go to Sattva Guna. From Sattva Guna, we have to go beyond Gunas. Now, he says, verse 6, same Sattva Guna, how does it bind us? Now we know what it is. How does it bind us? A person who is in Sattva Guna, There are 3 points: happiness, peace, and knowledge. There is an intense desire that I need to know more, I need to learn more, I need to understand this. A thirst or a quest for knowledge. Like we are all here to learn all those things, right? We are all in Satva Guna at this point. I need to be, and the second point is I need a peaceful atmosphere. I don't need any noise around me, any distraction. As long as there is a thirst for knowledge, mental peace is not possible. So these individuals find it difficult to be with people who are in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Thus they are in Sattva Guna. They constantly look for peaceful atmosphere, quiet, calm, and focus on reading, listening, without any disturbance. We all have experience when we have children at home and then they are noisy or somebody is watching TV, then we want to be step away. We want a quiet place, right? These people are bound in Sattva Guna. Verse 7 is Rajoguna quality and how they are bound. These have desires to get what they do not have. I want to get this, I want to achieve this, I want to accomplish this. And also an attachment to what they have. So what they don't have and what they have. They are constantly involved in activities and because they have these desires. Even when they are working, they will work overtime. They will work second job or start a side business, study to upgrade their skills. They have desires that needs to be fulfilled. We often say they are all people, some are always on the run. They are in rat race. That's a common terminology we use. Such desires and attachments binds these individuals, and that is Rajoguna. Those who have these qualities, always activity in mind, physically and mentally, they don't know when to stop. We see youngsters nowadays, the IT people, they don't go to bed until 1 or 2. So it is they don't know it's time 11 o'clock, let me go to bed. No, they can't. So that is Rajoguna. Tamoguna is verse 8. This guna gives delusion, fallacy, ignorance, infatuation, obsession, or delusion. What it means is ignorance of the self, not knowing who I am is the cause of all sufferings. Tamoguna prominent individuals are careless, lethargic, sleepy, not active or alert. I remember when I was a little girl, 8, 9 years, 10 years old, I was always in the bed with a nice cozy blanket. My mom would say, get up, do something productive. Don't always be in bed, That was Tamoguna. She made me to get into Rajoguna. So we see that with our children too, or even our weekends. Saturday night morning or Sunday morning, we are okay. We don't have to get up early because that is body is in Tamoguna at that time. So neither they physically act nor intellectually get involved in anything, just dragging their lives throughout. Some people are like that. Without any goal, ambition, and building relationship or a meaningful life. Thus, the individual is bonded into Tamoguna. Now, the summary of 3 gunas from bottom up. First one is Tamoguna, delusion. Everything has a particular value. And when we overpay, say we go to a music concert, the ticket is $50 and you pay $120 because you are so craving. I don't want to miss it, no matter even if I spend extra. That's the mind. Olympic tickets are generally for $60 per ticket, but people pay $1,200. That is a mindset. I don't mind paying it because it doesn't happen often. I have the chance. So that is our first quality, delusion. Second one is they have, I would say, half-cooked cookies. Say someone passes away in somebody's house, or we go there to show respect and condolence. We can't talk Vedanta there because the family is so emotionally down. We need to give them support for their emotional benefit rather than talking Vedanta. I remember when I was I lost my father when I was 14 years old, and the dead body is just there. And one person, my father's friend from Pune to Bombay, he came in 3 hours in train those days. And then he tells me, "Oh, there is no death. No, it never dies. Body, the soul never dies." Then I was thinking, I'm not able to understand what he means. But he has studied scripture, so he is trying to voice it. It is not a good idea to say that even Arjuna, when he was in chapter one and two, Krishna never said anything about uh, Atma until he surrendered in 2.7 and Krishna responded in 2.11. That's 2.11 is the starting of Bhagavad Gita. So we cannot say that anything at that point. That is point number two. And I'm suddenly remembering it happened even when my mother died, passed away in 2004. Somebody said, body, she she didn't die. I mean, it's not, it doesn't make sense to tell somebody that way when they lose their life loving person, whoever it is, parents or partner or children. We cannot talk all this thing at that time. So we have to know when to talk, what to talk. So that is again tamoguna. I know it kind of. Now, if a person is going through difficulty, somebody lost some family member, and then they are succumbed to this situation. The intense, deep sorrow hurts. And then they stay in the same thing for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They are not able to come out of it. That is tamoguna. You have to say, accept it, accept what is, what life is, and then keep moving on. It may take time, a year, that's fine, but then we have to move on. We cannot stay in that state forever. That is tamoguna. So that is number two. Number three is leaving everything in a haphazard way, very carelessness. So, I read a book, Conscious Living. That's very powerful, very good also. It's a small one. You can get it from Chinmaya Mission. So leave everything. Don't leave it once. It says some people read newspaper or something. They just leave it without even folding it. Or anything that we do, they don't complete the work. It is done halfway. That's why when we walk, we can see a big red sign saying that with a skull in electrical transformers, because they know people are careless. A simple kite is there on the top of the transformer, they will try to get up and then go up and get that kite out. It's not worth it. It can affect the life, one's life. So that is third point of tamoguna. To come to Vedanta, Vedanta is a spiritual path, not religion. It is beyond religion. Religion is for discipline. Okay, so spiritual path is trying to find out who am I. One needs to be like a stork, as it stands in the water like a sculpture to catch a fish, fully focused without any distraction. Physical exhaustion, mental fatigue are very different from laziness, lethargic attitudes, which laziness and lethargic attitudes are tamoguna. So in tamoguna, when you rest, R-E-S-T, when you rest, R-U-S-T. So we have to move from tamo to rajoguna. Rajoguna is just like a fire consumes logs of wood. You add wood and then it keeps asking for more and more. Similarly, it will keep on burning. Same thing with our desires. You buy a home, you want to buy a home, you buy a home, then you want to buy a TV, then you want to buy this, you want to buy a car, it will keep on escalating. That is Rajoguna. Of course, we need to buy all this. We have to settle down. That I understand. We all know that. But craving should not be there. First home, second home, vacation home. How many homes do you need? All you need is 6.6 by 3 bed. That's all you need. But we aspire for more and more. That is Rajoguna. The Atma, the inner present, is the witness, and it appears to be acting all the time. Rajoguna is better than Tamoguna. Tamoguna is lethargic. laziness, sleeping all the time. Rajoguna is hyperactive. We say type A personality. They don't know, they don't sleep for, even for a few hours. So Rajoguna is simply desires, aspirations, dreams, accomplishments, achievements. They don't know when to stop. Thus, this Rajoguna binds the individual, always active. They don't know to stop and meditate, sit quietly. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, we have seen that food, work, and rest should be, all three should be in balance, always. One cannot be more or less. So whenever we are constantly physically and mentally active, not only we don't have time to study Vedanta, but we cannot have a single pointed focus. Often we get distracted because we have so many to-do lists. I have to do this, I have to do that. So mind is agitated, continuous flow of thought is there. That is why relaxation meditation in chapter 6 is before the concentration meditation. You have to learn to relax first, relax the body, relax the mind, and then go to concentration meditation. Even to attend this satsang, it takes few minutes to be able to grasp the mind, that grasping mindset. Otherwise you are thinking about, oh, I have to do this, do that, all those things. So better to plan 5 minutes before, relax your mind and make it ready to grasp. Otherwise, whatever that in any session, whoever the teacher says in whether it is work at work or anywhere, we will hear the sound, but we won't get the content if the attention is not there. So that is Rajoguna. Now, Sattva Guna, third one is we need to pass from Rajoguna to Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattva Guna. These individuals require quiet, calm atmosphere at all times, not involved in any physical activities, minimalistic needs. If everyone in the family is in Rajoguna, there's no problem. Activities keep on happening. But if one is in Sattva Guna, then there are disagreements, conflicts. Why do you want to do this? Some Sattva Guna person will ask. Then the other person will respond, and there is a conflict. So Sattva Guna is calm, quiet, objective, critical, analytical, logical thinking. These can bind the person to Sattva Guna also. So the last quality of this Sattva Guna is longing for knowledge, strong, persistent craving, eagerness to learn more. That is a hunger, thirst to know more. In fact, I was actually last week I was exploring opportunities for master's PhD in Advaita Vedanta in Indian universities because you want to learn more. What else? What else? What is next? So it happens to people who have got that thirst. So even those who have studied scriptures for many years, they long to learn more. So Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma is like a forest, but the gist is I am that. One cannot read everything. The next stage, the Sattva stage is I am that. I do not need to know anything else more. I am the existence, consciousness, bliss. So Tamaguna and Sattva, they are opposite, but appears to be similar. Tamaguna is lethargic, inactive. Sattva is knowledge and inactive. Like empty pot and a full pot, they both don't make noise. Only a pot that is half filled will make the noise. So Sattva is referred to as Prakashatmakam, meaning luminous. Rajoguna is referred to as Ragatmikam, that means attraction and desire. Tamoguna is Mohatmakam, that is delusion. Sattva binds one with knowledge and quietness, silence, peace. Rajoguna binds one with constant activities. Tamoguna binds one with carelessness, lethargic, and sleep. Now, these three gunas are in every being, and one is always predominant over the other in all beings. So this can change from person to person, and even in the same person from time to time. All beings are born in Tamoguna. Infants sleep for 20 hours, and then we have seen this. They keep moving from Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattva. One who is in Tamoguna can come out of it only by Rajoguna. Similarly, only with the help of Sattva Guna, one can come out of Rajoguna. And with the support of Sattva Guna, one transcends beyond Gunas. And that terminology here in this verse is mentioned in Gita is Gunatitan, going beyond Gunas, crossing the Gunas. Next is Guna Lingam. Lingam means pointer. What is my Guna? Which Guna is prominent and dominant in me? How do I find out? Only when you know where you are, you can move forward, right? So verse 11 says, whenever all the senses and the mind are fully alert and ready to grasp, fully focused, that's when know that you are in Sattva Guna. They call it optimum performance time. It changes from person to person. Some people are early morning people. Some are, afternoon. They are after doing all the activities, they are relaxed and they can focus completely. Some are doing at night. So this changes from person to person. When we are not fully alert, we are not in Sattva Guna. Even in day-to-day life, we often say, don't tell me now, I will listen to it later. I'm busy right now because I'm not able to focus on what you're saying, right? It's normal. So for Sattva Guna, thirst for knowledge, the power to grasp that knowledge as is, ability to assess any situation objectively and know when to speak, when not to speak, what to speak and what not to speak, that decision is important. I know one person who speaks something, but it doesn't make sense at that time. He was going to somebody's house, and then he said he was talking, but then the other person was so busy, and in the kitchen, and then taking a phone call. She was looking at the watch, but this person doesn't understand, doesn't see the body language, and she is very busy. Let me just leave. He's sitting there for 1 hour talking and talking, and she cannot tell him to go. So you need to know when to stop. Look at the others, their body language. Are they listening? Are they focusing on what you're saying? Those things are very important to know. So Sattva Guna person knows exactly what to speak. Very brief information. If the person asks, they talk more. Verse 12 is Rajoguna Lobam, which is also called frugality. We need to share what we have with others. I need to have it all without sharing is Rajoguna. Whatever we have, sharing is important. As I often say, we are all co-passengers. We do not possess anything in this planet. We borrow. We are all distributors. We get things, we enjoy everything, and we share with others. Okay? We own nothing, but we have abundance. Gratitude, count your blessings. Helen Keller said, I cried for shoes until I saw someone without a feet. Think about it. We have all organs in the body. Everything is functioning well. We are able to see, use all 5 senses, walk, talk, interact, do everything. Why are we complaining? We are blessed. That sense of gratitude is important. When in Rajoguna, we always want to be very active. I need to do this, I need to do that. A desire that keeps us always on the run. Mind always wants the body to act. Then realize that you are in Rajoguna. What I do is to avoid this Rajoguna, I make a list of, on my phone, I make a list of, I need to call ABCD. I need to buy XYZ. I write down all the things that I need to do. I need to email these people. I need to pay this bank dues, credit card. I write down everything, then I don't have to think about any of this until I want to do it at that time. So you are away from Rajoguna. Your mind, you can keep it always in Sattva Guna. Otherwise, mind is always thinking, and then you forget something, So these are little tricks that I try. So Shankara divides actions into 2. One is useless, wasteful actions. physically and mentally. Second is planned activities. When the mind has a constant flow of thoughts of what to do next, from those thoughts comes the actions. Then mind is always agitated. Thoughts, words, and actions. Manasam, vachikam, kayikam. Thoughts, words, and actions. So as much as possible, we want to keep our mind unagitated. It says agitated mind is confused when an unforeseen circumstances arises, especially when one needs to be able to think clearly, objectively, critically, and make a decision. That is why it is suggested that try not to have alcohol, because that alcohol disturbs this intellect, which is the decision-making faculty. They don't know what to do, what not to do at that time. So but we cannot change anything. This is what the reason is. So when you are confused as to should I do this or should I not do this, what is the path? You are in the Rajoguna. You are confused state. So these three gunas cannot be identified, recognized. They can be recognized only by their effects. Verse 13, he says, the mind is unable to grasp knowledge and not alert, especially when we are half asleep, right? Sometimes we also ask ourselves, did I lock the door? Where did I leave my glasses? Where are my car keys? That means we have been tamoguna. We were careless, we left it somewhere and we don't know where it is, we are looking for it. So that is negligence, carelessness, unattentive, delusional. We say you are in your own world, So late nighters, then they don't know where they left things. These are not to classify people, but to identify where I am, so we can detour as needed. We don't want to judge anybody. So we have this four covered three questions. What are the attributes of gunas? How these gunas cause bondages? How can one identify which guna one is in? Now we go to question 4. What are the benefits of gunas after death and while alive? Verse 14 and 15. One who sheds this body, who is constantly in the thought of self, Atman migrates to the plane which is ever pure and serene loka, Swarga loka they call, tranquil, peaceful. This individual goes there and enjoys until all his good karma are exhausted and returns to earth. The earth is supposed to be karma bhumi. This is where you act and you learn self-knowledge, and then there is no rebirth. Until then you go wherever and then come back. He is not, however, not liberated from the bondages until he gains self-knowledge. One who dies while in Rajoguna is reborn in an environment where there is a heavy demand for activities, both physical and mental. Maybe he becomes a CEO, or he becomes a surgeon or teacher or farmers. So constant activities are there. But when somebody dies in Rajoguna, one who dies while in Tamoguna takes an animal form or plant form to exhaust his karma. Because animals and plants, they do not accumulate karma. They do not. They take that figure, that body, that form to exhaust what they have accumulated. That's all. Then they come back. They take different forms. So these are after death and cannot be proved. One needs to trust the scriptures, because no one has come back and told us. Now, verse 16, he talks about while alive, what are the benefits of this for an individual? One who is in Satva Guna experiences good karma, purity, holiness, peace in the current birth. One who is in Rajoguna, always active, physical challenges and mental agitations, sufferings and sorrows. One who is in Tamoguna experiences ignorance. So in any area, even in transactional reality, higher officials get paid more than a frontline worker, right? To reach that stage, to lead a team, one needs to be sattvic, to learn, to grow, to think, to decide, to be able to be a leader, to lead others, objective, mentally alert, unbiased, proactive, and visionary. Not necessarily spiritual, but he has to have all these qualities to lead a team. A laborer on the other hand, uses one's body and is able to be active for an extended period of time. He is physically exhausted after working for 12 hours, and a physical rest will help him to recover faster, whereas mental fatigue is much deeper. That is why Krishna in 6.6 says, do not be a slave to your mind. You keep it in check. Your mind can be your friend or enemy. You keep it in check. So education, employment, traveling will all give considerable exposure to acquire knowledge. The more we go out and go to different places, meet different people, you get exposure. How they think, how they act, and what are the differences. So you expand. That is Rajoguna. Tamoguna is progression is slow. Therefore, we say try and try again, because even if you fail, you know what not to do, right? So with children, that's why we tell the children to explore all avenues. Take everything. Take dance class, music class, this class, that class. Whichever you are passionate about, you will continue. Others, you will drop out. So you have to expand from Tamoguna to Rajoguna. Only the challenges, problems, and sufferings leads one towards progression, advancement, and evolution. One cannot move from Tamoguna to Rajoguna, Satuguna directly. There is no fast track, there is no shortcut, no skipping. Verse 18, he says Satuguna is at the again he talks about, repeats the same thing. Those who die while in Satuguna, they are at the top. Those who die when they are in Rajoguna, they are in the middle. Those who die in Tamoguna, they are in the lower animal plant existence. That's why constant, regular self-reflection is emphasized. Now, how can I? This one is Arjuna is asking, how can I go beyond Sattva-guna? The path is Tamoguna to Rajoguna through Karma Yoga. Need to assume a responsibility, be committed to doing it without expecting appreciation or recognition, as an offering to the divine. Attain self-knowledge, and with meditation, renounce activities and attain liberation. First is Karma Yoga. From Rajoguna, in Rajoguna you do upasana, meditation, prayer, and then go to Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna is knowledge, then Nididhyasana, and then practice what you have learned. Only at this stage, mind is calm without agitation. One needs knowledge and single-pointed focus. Even to attain this Vedanta classes, one needs to be undivided, one needs undivided attention. It is a challenging task. That's why many choose rituals, bhajans, prayers, rather than path of knowledge, self-inquiry. Self-inquiry needs a lot of thinking, questioning, clarification, inquiry. But people are not into thinking. So in Tamoguna and Rajoguna, one can be physically and mentally active, but only in Sattva-guna, one can calmly think, assess the pros and cons, and able to grasp the intended meaning. There are several things, YouTube you can see, but not everything is accurate. That's why whenever somebody says, don't just believe it, ask which text, which verse. Then you can do more research on that. So because oftentimes I have seen they add personal opinions. So only through self-knowledge one can move beyond the three gunas, and that terminology is gunatitan. So what is that knowledge? Jnani is a person who has crossed this three gunas and is a gunatita. What is that knowledge? These three gunas are of the mind. I am not the mind is the knowledge. These are I illumine that mind which has three gunas. That is, the mind is inert. Only then one can be free from the mind. Mind is the one which bonds the Jiva to all. We should be able to see the mind as we see a pen or a pencil or a cup. So I'm not part of the mind. Mind is part of the world. I am the seer, not the seen. Anything that you say aham and idam, I and this, anything that you say this is not me. Obviously, this body, this hand, this mind, dissolve this. So I am none of this. I am that Atma, Supreme Presence, ever existent consciousness, bliss. He's emphasizing the Jiva Brahmaikyam here. One alone is I, Jivatma and Paramatma are one. I am not the mind with three gunas. All activities are performed by the body, mind, and intellect. They are akarta and they are karta and bhokta. They are the doers and enjoyers. I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. I am the witness, sakshi. An individual with such a knowledge crosses all the gunas. He gets relieved from suffering, struggles, and sorrows. One who sees oneself beyond these three gunas exists as Atma. Simply existence. That's all. Just being. Verse 20. Such a gunatitan realized soul wins over birth, old age, and death. He is immortal as the Atman, inner presence, lives in this inert body, yet not part of it. Only the body has birth and death. Thus, with the self-knowledge, one crosses the three gunas. Verse 21, Arjuna is asking question, Gunatitan, three qualities, three questions to Krishna. Describe the individual who has accomplished this. What are the qualities? That is, what are the qualities this Gunatitan has? How can one such person be identified? How can he behave? How does he behave, interact with it on a day-to-day basis? How does he go? How did he go beyond three gunas? So 22 and 23 says, no one from outside can identify a jnani. He alone knows. He is convinced that I am not the mind. With three gunas, I am the seer of the mind. Mind has all three gunas at all times, but one attribute, guna, is predominant over the other. Because a jnani isolates himself from the mind, whichever guna the mind is not affected by it. He is not perturbed. Oh, my mind is in Rajoguna. No. Mind will keep on acting. It doesn't bother me. I am the witness of it. That is the identification. Neither he is elated nor dejected. Sometimes youngsters or general public, they are overjoyed, jubilant, ecstatic. But when they get something, promotion, increment, job, whatever, and also they are also sad, tormented, troubled when they lose something. But the realized one, whether the mind is in Satva Guna, Rajoguna, or Tamaguna, he is not concerned. Of course, in transactional reality, he may face changes, but a sage is conscious of it. Even sage Sankara was in Rajoguna. That is why he could travel India two times fully by walking. We go in plane and then we are tired, right? We are exhausted. But he walked all through India twice. And he wrote so many books, Advaita Center. He created Advaita Centers, mutts, and then again he wrote several books. That is in Rajoguna. But he knows, my mind is doing all this. I am not the person. So your voice is equanimous, whether it is appreciation or insult. And when you feel that way, know that you have crossed the gunas. Self-realized, Atman, Jiva, Jivan, Jnani, sage, you can call man of wisdom. He is neither aspires for Sattva or he is concerned with gunas of the mind. He lives with an attitude that these gunas come and go, and they are of the mind. He is completely undisturbed, unperturbed, unanxious, and always secured, calm, and composed. In reality situations, people do not offend us. It is the mind in me that interprets what the other person says. Right? It is no word, no person, no situation has any kind of power to affect me. Norman Vincent Peale, one of the famous American philosopher also, he says, it's not what happens to you that affects you. It is how you respond to what happens to you that affects you. how you respond. Are you responding or are you reacting? Reacting is instant reply. You are offended and you talk about it. Responding is think about it. How do I respond to this situation and then act? That is the responsibility. Even again, Gita 6.6, Krishna says, your mind is your enemy and your mind is your friend. It depends on what you feed. Always be positive. In any situation, be positive. Now, question 2 is, how does that realized Gunathitan interact with the world? Mentally, he is equanimous towards everything, everyone, and all situations. There is no resistance. There are no needs and no likes or dislikes. He accepts life as is, is content, is contented with what he has. Whatever comes, he just takes it. So he's neither fascinated by a diamond or a rock. Both are somebody's just both are both are rocks. Both, right? A diamond is a rock and a rock on the street is also a rock. Both are rocks, but he sees both together. One who acts on this planet, he is the one who acts on this planet without expecting without what is in it for me. I will just keep on doing what I have to do, and that's it. I'm a traveler. I'm here in this body. I'm here for X number of years. I don't expect anything from this world or from anybody. I don't need appreciation. I don't need any insult. I don't care what other people. I will do the right thing at all times. That's the mindset of verse 25. So he doesn't have that what is in it for me attitude and is not affected by any of the three gunas and he is free. In Satva Guna, knowledge is predominant. In Raja Guna, desire is predominant. In Tamo Guna, delusion, inactivity takes over. Now 26 and 27, we are ending here also. How did he become beyond three gunas? Arjuna says, I am Rajoguna. I am in Rajoguna and I am unable to go to Sattva Guna. How can I even cross all three gunas? He actually, Krishna replies in verse 26, there's a word called Anya Vicharana Bhakti, that is Ananya Bhakti. See, what we pray is, oh God, please give me good health or good wealth or a job, or my daughter needs to get married or my son has to get a job. All these things are in these worldly things. Ananya Bhakti is not, I'm not asking for anything from this world. I need to know you. I need to merge with you. By surrendering unto me without a second in the mind, by my grace, he crossed three gunas. Grace is with everyone. That we are all in this path of spirituality, self-inquiry, because we choose this path to know, to understand, listen, contemplate, and practice. Right? Self-inquiry because we choose. So humans have the freedom to choose. It is available to everybody. Olympics is available to everybody. But who wants to know the rules, the practice on a regular basis to participate? That is the key. So there could be obstacles during this spiritual journey, but bhakti, shraddha, bhakti is, here you can say Sharanagati, shraddha is absolutely necessary. When I say Sharanagati, it is the dissolution of ego. That is what it is, bhakti. Bhakti is, if you look at it from the Veda perspective, it's a Dvaita, duality. But from the Advaita perspective, your ego completely dissolves. I am Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. That is bhakti. That bhakti is absolutely necessary. To have the mental maturity to lead this path, one needs to be devoted. To move from tamoguna to rajoguna, one needs that devotion. To meditate, one needs devotion. Whom and what I am meditating, whom am I meditating on, and what am I surrendering? That is the meaning of our namaskara when we do in temples. I'm dissolving this ego. I am not this body mind. I am the you. We both are together. That we are only one. To trust the words of Krishna, you need devotion. From the beginning till end, one needs devotion. Devotion and listening to spiritual discourses. Or Sat, which is the truth ever existent. That's why it is called Sat Sang. Sat means knowing about the truth. Sang is association with like-minded, Vedantic-minded. Such individuals go beyond Gunas. So with that, he completes chapter 15. Let's go to the slide and then we can go from there. This is verse 1. I'm going to give you the knowledge that, again, knowing which many have attained Siddhi, Moksha, liberation. So when the darkness of ignorance has been transformed into the light of knowledge, then we are all jnanis. Knowledge comes from learning, wisdom comes from living. Practice what we learned. This is the supreme knowledge. Realize that you are that. Okay. Prakriti Maya is referred to as Mahat Brahma, supreme. The Prakriti Maya is the material cause of all appearances, Brahma, with a 2A. I usually use 2A to identify the four-faced, that means in all direction. When he has a four-face, that means I'm in all direction. Everything is on me. So the creator, he is the creator with the three gunas. That is why he is referred as Saguna Brahma. Prakriti is Mahat Brahma, is the source of birth of all those forms of moving and non-moving creatures, which appears from devas to grass, and I am the seed in all. Verse 5, characteristics of Maya, that which is non-existent, appearance only, that which has three qualities, inseparable aspects, Satva, Rajas, and Tamas. That which is leaning on Brahmaya, creative force is Maya, that which is indescribable. Here in this verse it says Nibandhanti. Nibandhanti means a strong bondage. Dehe Dehinam, that is the body. He is one who is living in this body. The inner presence is attached to this body. Right? Dehi. The three primary colors. When these three primary colors are added together, different ratio, you get secondary colors. When primary and secondary are added together, you get multitude. Similarly, one with three gunas makes more, and then further everything in this universe is because of that one as multiplied. Appears to be many. There's only one primary color, three gunas. Just like DNA multiplies like this, right? Sattva guna is the quality of goodness, purity, positivity, truth, serenity, balance, peacefulness, and virtuousness that is drawn towards dharma and jnana. Rajas is the quality of passion, activity, neither good or bad, and sometimes either self-centeredness, egoistic, individualizing, or driven, moving, dynamic. Tamas is the quality of imbalance, disorder, chaos, anxiety, impure destruction, delusion, negative, full of inactivity, apathy and lethargy, violent, vicious, and ignorant. These are the qualities, three qualities. So here Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is here the generator, operator, dissolution, dissolver. And that's from one came three. Sattva guna, quality of the mind, intelligence and balance of the mind, virtue, purity, goodness, which creates harmony, quality of honesty, humility, and silence, provides happiness and contentment, principle of clarity and pure peace, force of love that unites all things, compassion, inward and upward motion towards awakening the soul, light and luminous in nature. You can see Sattva guna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. It is the quality of balance, harmony, goodness, purity, universalizing and I can see that small. Holistic, conscious, creative, building, practice, attitude. It's a positive attitude, luminous serenity, beingness, peaceful, and virtuous. So Rajoguna verse 7 talks about, oh Arjuna, Rajoguna is the nature of passion. It arises from the worldly desires and affections and binds the soul through the attachment to fugitive actions. When you say fugitive, that means everything in this universe, whatever we experience, whatever we have, everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. So it's all fugitive, right? Insignificant. So Rajoguna qualities are movement, activity, energy, excitement, passion, desire, agitation, anxiety, and egoism. Somebody told me last week that I bought this home for $1 million. I could afford it then, but I didn't say anything. I was in my mind, I was thinking, God has given you everything. You think of that God, that inner presence. So sometimes we can listen to other people and see where they are, but we don't want to comment, we don't want to judge, you know. So this is what human life is. We run after things. I always this is what we do. That's why we call it rat race. We don't know where we are going, why we are going, without not knowing our destination. That is Rajoguna. There should be a meaningful purpose in human life. That is why, because we are in this stage, not even thinking about it, all these signs are there. And still we touch it and we get shocked. Some people, right? Oh, sorry, wait, let me go back. So this is undivided attention, intense focus is needed to grasp Advaita and practice it. Like this talk. So if you rest, you rest. So you have to be from Tamoguna, you have to move to Rajoguna. From Rajoguna, you have to go to Satvaguna. So this is Prakashatmakam, Satvaguna. Rajoguna is Ragatmakam. Tamoguna is Mohatmakam. So Satvaguna binds one with knowledge, quietness, silence, and peace. Rajoguna binds one with constant activities and achievements. Tamoguna Mohatmakam binds one with carelessness, lethargic, unproductive activities, dull and sleepy. All three gunas are of the mind. I illumine the mind. I am not the mind. I am existent consciousness bliss. A jnani realizes one is part of the world, yet apart from it. Just like when you say fruit, you include everything, but the seeds they don't attach to anything inside. You can shake it and you can hear the sound. That just like the tamarind seed and wood apple seed are detached, you can actually hear them shake inside. So you be a part of this world, yet apart from it. Be an observer. Be a sakshi. You are a sakshi. 22 and 25, the Supreme Divine Personalities, that is Krishna said to Arjuna, O Arjuna, the persons who have transcended these three gunas, neither seeks Sattva guna, Raja guna, or Tamo guna, or neither seeks them or nor rejects them. They know these gunas are of the mind and I illumine the mind. They remain neutral, unperturbed to the modes of nature and are not disturbed by them. Knowing it is only the gunas that act, they stay established in the self without wavering as a witness. In reality, no person, no situation has the power to disturb me. What disturbs is the interpretation by my mind, is the knowledge, that is Gunatita. This is the last one, 26 and 27. Ananya Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, Avya Bicharani Bhakti, all mean the same. Refers to the delusion of ego. Bhakti without any other thought occupying the mind. Those who serve me with unalloyed devotion rise above the three modes of material nature and come to the level of Brahman. So you don't ask for anything. Whatever you get, accept it as is. With that, we complete chapter 15. So, chapter 14, sorry. So, uh, Any thoughts? I thought I can continue with the recording still, so we can go back to our questions, our thoughts, our experiences. Everybody can listen to that again. If you don't mind, you can all unmute and share, or I can stop recording. Either way. Jai Bharti,
Yes,
any
ma'am.
thought? Any thoughts? Any questions?
Ma'am, as an individual, can we know in which state we are in, which guna, the Satvik or Rajaguna? Is it possible
Sattva
to?
Guna. Yeah, because see, we all human beings, all have all three gunas at the same time. Not at the same time, at all times. One time you are ready to grasp. Right now, for the past 1 hour, you have been so attentive, focused, and listening without any other disturbing thought. That is Sattva Guna. But when you come out of it and then you are agitated, you are angry, you are worried, you are thinking about the future or the past, then you are in Rajoguna. Then you forget all this and then you are just lazy, sitting around watching TV. Even though TV program doesn't go inside your mind, it is happening, but you are not paying attention. That is, you are in Tamoguna. So it varies from person to person, but you can identify where you are by knowing all this. And then you can change. If your mind is always agitated, how can I keep my mind calm? What can I do? You can think about it and detour as needed. It is in all beings. Okay. Sima, any question? Do you have any thoughts? Everybody can unmute.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's very deep. Moment to moment. As you said, we are changing moment to moment.
Yeah,
Shuffling
that's fine.
between the three.
Yeah, no, the more we know, see, only when we know we can correct. When we don't know,
Right.
we are always in ignorance, right? That's why it's good to know all this. Just listen, grasp, and when you are in a particular situation, it will sprout. Oh, I heard that. I am in Rajoguna right now. Let me not think like that way, you know? So,
Thank you so much.
Sanjay, Lakshman?
This one question. I think this,
Yeah.
I mean, this topic was dealt with earlier also, right? In, I think, earlier chapter also, right? Any reason why it is again brought out in chapter 14?
Maybe I don't remember which chapter it came. He must have referred to it. Here he is going in depth. He must have referred it that there are three gunas in the previous chapter.
Okay.
But here he is going in depth.
Okay. And there is also this discussion around how food impacts the.
Oh, that is coming in chapter 17. It is coming.
Okay.
Anything?
Okay, we'll wait.
Okay, yeah, he is giving everything. The Bhagavad Gita, from what I have seen, is a complete instructional manual for a right living. He gives everything: what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat, everything. How to think, how to act, how to respond. See, you get everything in this. So,
Right.
Meena, do you have any thoughts, ma?
After hearing this, we can judge in what state I am in.
Yes. Yes. And then change wherever needed to be. Rukmani, sorry for. It's okay for coming late. It's okay. It's probably 5 o'clock in the morning there in California, 5:30. So it's
Thank
okay.
you for
Don't
letting
worry.
me in. Sorry about that. I
Don't
do
worry
have a
about it.
question.
Yes.
How do we progress from what? Is it? This is specifically referring to me. I feel I have more of tamoguna, and I'm wondering how a person progresses from one to next and to next. More of it. You said we have all three
Yes.
in us.
Yes.
But what manifests more some of it is more than the other, right? One,
Yes.
at least I feel that way for
Yes,
me.
yes, yes.
I'm not.
No, for
so-
everybody it is the same. Everybody is one is always predominant. Some may be more sattvic, some may be more rajasic. See, youngsters up to the age of 50, 55, 60, they're always rajasic because they want to work. They have to work. They have family. They have children. They have responsibilities. So they are naturally in rajasic. It is not right or wrong. But at some point, when everything is done, then you try to come to the next one. Okay, I'm done with my responsibilities. Now let me focus on something else. Why should I live for another 20 years? What is the meaningful purpose? That's when you get into these thoughts, right? And so if you come late, don't apologize. That is one thing. You have different things and your timing is very different. How do I move from tamoguna to rajoguna? Take on some responsibility. I'm going to volunteer in this organization. Maybe I will go there twice a week, 1 hour each or 2 hours. I will do something. That you're committing to something. When you commit to something, then you are going to be in active position, always in rajoguna, right? At that time, you are not going to be sleepy because you committed to something. Do something like that. Maybe I will do gardening every 1 hour every day in my backyard. Or I will do the cleaning in one room. I will do the cleaning every day. When I was in California, I used to do, because my children were away in university. I said, 9 to 12 every day after breakfast, I'm going to clean my house. I'll take the garage. I'll take one quarter of the garage. I will clean it for 3 hours. What are the documents? What I need, what I don't need. 9 to 12 every day. When I did that, then the whole thing is I could take out what I don't need, what I need. So something like that, you can figure out what you need to do in your house, but keep active. Your mind should be active, your body should be active. That is rajoguna. Anything you can do, right?
But to go from Raja to Sattva Guna?
No, it is not possible. Raja to Sattva is not possible, because first you have to understand what is it, what is life, what is the purpose of my existence. This thought came to me when I was 14 years old. When my father passed away, that's when I thought, dad passed away, now mom will also pass away, my brother will also pass away, I will also die. What is the point of taking birth? Why should I go to school and get 60% and above those days? What is the point? Then you get married, you have children, then you grow old, then you're a grandma, then you die. So everybody does the same thing. Why are we all born? I started thinking, but I didn't get answers until I was 45. From 15 to 45, 30 years, I was searching and searching because I was not ready. And nobody could answer me. I went to Ramakrishna Mat, I went to Paramahamsa Yogananda, I went to Chinmaya Mission, everywhere, self-realization fellowship. Everywhere I went for talks, but I was not ready to understand it. But I made that effort. Rajoguna. You go this, learn this, try to understand it. If you don't understand, ask question. So then when you do that, keep on doing it. Ultimately, it's in a satsang like this, 10 people, when Mahadev Ji was teaching, I joined his class and I learned there everything. And then I joined Chinmaya Mission. I did classes on basic Vedanta, advanced Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, everything slowly. But you have to keep on acting on something. Keep on acting. That is Rajoguna. So Sattva-guna to Rajoguna is very, very critical. You have to keep on doing things until you say, okay, I'm done with all this. Now what? That's when you find out the meaningful purpose of human existence. Take any responsibility. Volunteer in a school, volunteer in some other place. That's why in temples they ask for volunteers, no? Even to clean the temple, somebody needs to do it. So that's my thought.
Thank you.
So we'll see. So if there are no more questions, then we will see. And next month, 4th Saturday, Sunday, we are meeting for chapter 15. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Sure.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So keep thinking about all this. Tell yourself, I'm progressing. Always have positive mindset. Don't let anybody tell you anything negative. And people may say, but then don't take anything personal. They are saying because that's all they know. So don't allow anything to affect you. Okay. Then we'll see you in a month. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.